I never did go back to steroids. I did, because of the condition of my skin, I had gotten a severe staph infection. And at the beginning, as I was doing medical medium and really incorporating in, those 4 categories of healing: physical, emotional, spiritual, mental, I was finishing off my antibiotics. I had a severe staph infection, so I had to take the antibiotics. And medical medium says, he says this, and he's like, I am not telling you to get off of your medication.
Absolutely, yeah.
But
here, complementary.
Yes, here are other things. And then, but I made the choice that I wasn't going to be on any of the medications. And I think eventually people who really use plant-based medicine for healing will see that they eventually won't need it. I would say, like, in many cases. I'm not going to say all cases, everybody's different. Honestly, my heart of hearts, I do believe that it could be all cases, but don't want to say that and get in trouble. But so to talk about the emotional and mental aspect, and I absolutely agree with you that if you hold that stress, if you hold that trauma into your body, it does damage. It's scientifically proven that stress on the body breaks it down and then it evolves into a disease, and it evolves into illness. And I think is it Reverend Beckwith that says it's not a disease, but a dis-ease, right?
Not at ease, yeah.
Right. And medical medium says that it's your body telling you something. It's really, you got to look at your body as this magnificent grandeur of a creation. Like we all need to look at ourselves and see ourselves how magnificent we are. And it talks about how, in order for each and every one of us to be born, it is truly a miracle. The ratio to line everything up to get us here in this moment in time is not an accident, but it is truly a miracle. You are truly, truly, truly a miracle. And don't allow an illness to
stop
beat you down.
Yes. To doubt yourself. Yeah.
It actually should lift you up and make you stronger and be like, oh my God, my body is amazing and it's trying to tell me something. What is it that I'm not listening to? What is it that I'm not doing that it is trying to help me to get me there? And I sought after someone that I really respected, and I had known her for a number of years. She does these things, called writings. And I reached out to her, and she looks at the illness in a spiritual way, and she would do writings for me, and she would do them throughout my healing journey. And it would be about things that I needed to work on, that emotionally, spiritually, that I needed to work on. And only I could do the work with source and to let go. I think we hold on. My first movie that I did looked at mental trauma brought on by sexual domestic abuse. And it wasn't to highlight the sexual domestic abuse, but it was more to highlight the mental trauma and how we put up these protective walls, these protective invisible walls, thinking that they are protections, right? So the movie's called Asylum, is what it's called. And I picked the word for 2 reasons. One is the asylum, the safety, the refuge we seek within ourselves, that ends up becoming our prison if we don't get out of it, if we don't find our way through. And the person in the story, what was being told, Jackie was in a mental asylum. Okay. And so, you have to watch the movie to find out, but it's really hard. No, I'll send you a private link. You can watch it. Sure, but and we forget how much it takes for us to ask for help, how much strength. And I think sometimes we think of that as just this little small thing, and it isn't. It takes a lot of strength to ask for help, especially when you've gone through pain and trauma. And all of us have gone through some sort of pain and trauma. And if you do not release it and let it go, seeking help within yourself, to look at the situation, to feel the situation, like you said, you've got to feel it, right? You've got to experience it, and then you have to be willing to let it go. And so I didn't just recognize that, hey, I have these issues that I'm dealing with, but I looked at it, I identified the pain of it, I recognized the gift that it was giving me, and I thanked the person and I let them go peacefully. I let that go peacefully. And so it was really, I always say in my healing journey, I didn't only get my health back. It wasn't just the health, but I got another gift from it. And if you go through your journey, your healing journey, you don't just get what it is that you're seeking to heal from, but you get something else. There's something else that that creator is wanting you to know. It's another gift that you get, and you become a stronger, more truer, more vibrant version of yourself.